Hello students, welcome back. In last session we have discussed about the Coulomb's law and the derivations. So in this class we will discuss about some important terms related to the Coulomb's law, like relative permittivity and the vector representation of the Coulomb's law, and then based on the Coulomb's law we will discuss about some numericals. Okay, so let's start the session. Again I turn off my camera, and we will discuss all the contents from this PDF. Okay guys, so let's start the session. So in last class we get a formula of force between two charges is 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q1 upon q2 r square. Now here epsilon naught is a permittivity. Okay, permittivity of free space, or you can say vacuum. You can also say this is a free space of vacuum. Now the another terms is here is regarding to relative permittivity. If we talk about, okay, so here is another term is relative permittivity. If we kept charges in a given separation or in a given medium, then here is a term denoted by the relative permittivity is epsilon r. It is a relative permittivity is the force between vacuum and the force between charges of the given medium. Now we know that the force between vacuum is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught into q1 upon q2 r square, and the force of the given medium is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon into q1 upon q2 upon r square. If you cancel out the term or simplify this term, you get the answer as a epsilon upon epsilon naught. So this is the formula. The relative permittivity is equal to epsilon upon epsilon naught. Now the relative permittivity is different for different mediums. Like if you talk about the air, then this is a relative permittivity is a 1.0059, and for the conductor is a infinite, and for free space is almost 1. So air and vacuum or the free space is almost same at 20 degrees Celsius. Okay, so this is the terms related to the relative permittivity. Now let's move forward and discuss about the vector form of the Coulomb's law. You all know that if there is an original point, this original point, and two vectors like first position of charge q2 and the second position of charge q1, so their position vector is vector r2 and vector r1, and the resultant is r21 is equal to r2 minus r1. Okay, and you can also write as a r12 is equal to vector r1 minus vector r2. Okay, and the force between the two charges is are in a repulsive form, like f21 is in this direction and f12 is in this direction. Okay, now let's represent as a column as a vector form. You all know that if a force on charge q2 on a charge q1, this is a represent as a form of 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q1 upon q2, and here is the form of magnitude of r21 whole square, and there is a, you know that force is a vector form, so it is a defined as a unit vector. This is unit vector is a r21 cap. Now you all know that in the 11th class that the unit vector is represent as a vector r upon magnitude of r. So it's mean here is 21 and here is 21. If you replace this value, then you got f21 is equal to 1 upon 4 epsilon naught q1 upon q2, that r21 magnitude of whole cube into vector r21. So this is our formula. This is a formula of that force of q2 on a q1. Similarly, you can also you can find the f12. You can also find f12. Vector of f12 is equal to 1 upon 4 epsilon naught q1 upon q2 upon r12 magnitude of q into vector r12. This is the formula of f12. Now you all know that the unit vector of r21 and unit vector of r12 are opposite and equal unit vectors, so it's mean you can represent as a minus. So you can also say that vector f21 is equal to minus of f12. So this is the or pure result you can derive from the vector representation of Coulomb's law. Here are the theoretical. Now look at here. This is our first result and this is our second result. So we can derive that f12 is equal to minus f21. Okay, is it clear? Now let's talk about some important facts about the Coulomb's law. Coulomb's law is valid only for point charge at a rest. If any body is in a motion form, then Coulomb's law cannot apply on that force or on that charges. So it can only applicable for the if charge at a rest position. And the second condition, the charges are separated 10 to the power minus 5 meter or less. It's mean if the charges are very close to each other, then the Coulomb's law is not applicable, because this is not a nuclear force. And the third and final condition, that the force of two charges is not affected the presence of other charges. If like here is two charges and if there is another q3, so it's not affected these force between two charges. Okay, is it clear? So these are some important facts about the Coulomb's law. Let's pick up some examples. There is a given that 2 point charge is 9 electron and 4 electrons are distance of r meter apart. Where is the one lining joining to? So it's mean here is 9 electron and here is 4 electron. Okay, and the distance between two charges is r. Okay, so you have to find where the line joining the two charges, another charge q is placed such that it remains at equilibrium. So it's mean that you have to prove that these charges are in a equilibrium. Let's take a example. Let's take a solution. You all know that the superposition of force says that the total net force is always equal to 0. Okay, so here are the two forces. Like this is the 9 electron charges and this is the 4 electron charges. You have to put a q charges between 9 electrons and 4 electrons, and the force at here between q and 9 is f1 and force at here q and 4 electrons is f2. And if you want to be in an equilibrium condition, you have to prove that the net force on it must be 0. So f net must be 0. And then which condition, that f1 is equal to f2. अगर यहाँ पे f1 और f2 दोनों इक्वल होगा तो इस केस में आप कह सकते हो it must be in equilibrium. So let's derive some terms at here. Like this distance is x and this distance is r minus x, because the total distance between two charges is r. Okay, and the forces between this f1 is equal to k into 9 electron into q upon x square, and the force of f2 is equal to k into 4 electron into q upon r minus x square. Now solve the equation for f1 is equal to f2. If you solve this equation f1 equal to f2, then you got the, I think if you solve these equation, then you got the x is equal to something like 3/5r. Okay, this is your homework part. You have to simplify this equation, and if the answer is x is equal to 3/5r, then you are right. Okay, so this is the one numerical from Coulomb's law, and the second one is two positive ions of a same charge repel each other by a force 3.7 into 10 to the power minus Newton. So the force is given and distance between two charges is given. So you have to find how many electrons are less on each ion compared to the neutral atom state. Again, this one is also a very important question. So how can you find these values? So first of all, you have to draw a diagram. Let's 1 minute. I think first of all you have to draw a diagram. Okay, so the distance is equal to 5 angstrom. It's mean this one is a 5 into 10 to the power minus 10 meter. Okay, and the force is equal to, given that, 3.7 into 10 to the power minus 9 Newton. Okay, and you have to find the charge. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल आप चार्ज फाइंड कीजिए एंड उसके बाद यू इक्वल टू NE. You can easily find the number of electrons. Okay, that's it. So here are the two numericals. The example number 1.5 is as a homework. Please find the number of electrons. Okay, got it. So here is Coulomb's law is clear. Now in the next videos we will discuss about the electric fields and there are the some phenomena regarding to electric fields. Okay, that's it. Okay guys, have a good day. Let's meet in next class.